Assalamu alaikum. We will talk about the epic conventions in Rape of the Lock. The credit of the slides goes to M. Ajmal. So here we are. That is the outline. We will talk about what is epic, mock epic, and then epic conventions. We will talk about high formal diction, invocation of the muse, machinery, that is god or supernatural figures. God speaks to hero in a dream, battle scenes, descent into the underworld, advice of the general to the troops, description of soldiers preparing for battle, description of heroes' deeds, and description of great sea voyage, catalog of the armies. When we talk about the epic is a long narrative poem that contains high sublime themes, sublime language, and involvement of the supernatural elements. So that is a general definition of the epic. When we talk about the mock epic, so we have to understand the word mock. Mock is basically to scorn something, to ridicule something, to copy something in an ironical way. So the mock epic is the mock of the epic. Uh, Alexander Pope has scorned how the trivial matter of the Belinda's lock was turned into a great battle. So he has described these things in an epic. So when we talk about the high formal diction, we talk about the language and the figures of speech used in a sublime way. So let's talk about the use of high formal diction in the epic and the mock epic. The Rape of Lock is a mock epic poem written in the heroic couplet, rhymed in every two lines. It is written in heroic couplet. Heroic couplet is a way of writing the narrative poems in which the two lines rhyme with each other. It is written in iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter is a metrical way of writing poetry in which there are 5 feet in every line, consisting of 10 syllables, 5 stressed and 5 unstressed. So let's talk about the figures of speech. Figures of speech used here are hyperbolas, similes, anaphora, metaphor, and alliteration. Let's talk about hyperbola. Hyperbola is the use is a figure of speech which is used to exaggerate things, which is used to describe things in an exaggerative way. Uh, for example, he has given us a couplet: soul through white curtains, shard primrose rays, and open those eyes that must eclipse the day. Belinda's eyes are so bright that they outshine a ray of sunlight. So, this is an exaggeration. Invocation of a muse is an important element in the epic. When we talk about the epics like John Milton has written Paradise Lost, the invocation of the muse was from the prophet. So here John Carroll is the muse. John Carroll is replaced with the prophets or gods. So it is a kind of mock, it is a kind of scorn, it is a kind of irony here. Uh, that is also an element of the epic. Machinery, supernatural elements, gods, angels, sims, nymphs, all these things are used to uh, some raise some kind of the level of the poem. So when we talk about these narrative poems, there are supernatural elements as gods which interfere in the human humans society. And in when we talk about rape of the log, so the sylphs which are guarding Belinda, uh, gnome, all these are the machinery or the supernatural elements. Another element in the epics is God Mock speak to hero in a dream. Uh, when we talk about mock epic of Alexander Pope, The Rape of the Lock, the Ariel Sylph, when she watches over the Belinda, she's guarding Belinda. She has an eye on her affairs. So she sent a dream to Belinda that you must be beware of a man. So it is an element of epic which has been replaced by some kind of mock. In the epics, we usually see the great battles, the wars, like John Milton has described the war between the Satan and the God, the angels, uh, which overthrow him. So, in the Rape of the Log, it is a perfect example of Moog, where Umbriel, the game of chess, is described as the battle between the armies, uh, Belinda and her friends when they play the matlab, when they play chess, uh, they are representing a kind of battle, and the cards are like the armies. Descent into underworld. Uh, you may be aware of the war between the Titans and uh, Olympians if you have a little bit interest in the mythology. So, if you have not heard of that, we will talk about John Milton too. John Milton has described in the Paradise Lost when the Satan goes to underworld, when he's thrown out of the heavens to the underworld in the blazing fires. So that is an element of the epic. Here, when we talk about the mock epic, the descent into underworld, a gnome that is considered the guardian or the possessor of the resources in the underworld. He went to Queen of Sapleen to have some a bag of size, salves, and a jug of tears for a flask of tears for Belinda so that she may calm herself down. So that is a mock, an element of mock at that point here when Gnome goes to underworld, the cave of Suplin. His hair is replaced with the hell, the underworld. In the battles, in the epics, generals give advices, commands to their troops. So here the Ariel, the divine angel, guess some kind of evils which may happen to Belinda. So she engage all in the supernatural creatures which are guarding Belinda, watching over her affair. So she give some kind of advices to them so that Belinda may not suffer from the upcoming disaster. The Ariel is shown as a general or the commander of the armies and security forces are all those sylphs and nymphs which are guarding Belinda. Belinda in the Rape of the Lock prepares herself when uh, she was getting ready to go to the palace. She was beautifying herself, wearing jewelries, uh, a kind of royal outfit and perfume, the use of different ornaments to beautify herself so that she may she may outclass all those people which will attend the party there. Heroic deeds are described in the epics. So here in the mock epic, Pope describes the heroic act of Belinda and Baron during the card game called Ombre, which involves three players and a deck of 40 cards. So here, when they play Ombre, it is described as a heroic act, which is a kind of joke, which is a kind of scorn. That is the feature of mock epic. Description of Great Sea Voyage. Uh, in the Rape of the Lock, Belinda travels up to the Thames River in the boat. Uh, in the epics, in the long narrative poems, the heroes goes on the voyages uh, to look for something, to achieve something, in order to prove their heroic ability. So here, the Belinda travels to the royal palace by uh, traveling through the Thames River in her boat. So it is a kind of walk. Pope is showing that she is doing some kind of heroic act. A kind of trivial thing is matched with the heroic act of the heroes, like uh, like in the Iliad and Odyssey. Catalogue of the armies. In the Rape of the Lock, Belinda's game of Ombre with her friends was portrayed as battle by Pope, and words which they used during the game were armies. So it is a mock, it is a scorn, it is a kind of joke out of the epics, where the game is compared to a war or a great battle. Rise of the dead into heavens. In the epics, the heroes rise, like in the Paradise Lost, the Christ rises, the Adam rises. So in the Rape of the Lock, the rape, the raped Lock of Belinda rises uh, to the heavens and becomes a shining star. So discussing all these elements, we come to know that Alexander Pope has mocked the society, has mocked the ruling elite so that they may overlook their matters uh, to make them better. Uh, that was all. If you need any kind of lecture on any topic in language and literature, you may ask in the comment section, and you may give suggestion how we can improve our content and our lectures. Thank you very much.